I don't know how I don't know how you build a team, with that top heavy of a salary. I don't know if they can do it.
They can. They got a multi-billionaire owner in Marty Moreno that can do whatever he wants. Will they though?
Yeah, well, they
haven't been willing to yet. So why would we hold our breath anticipating a change from that direction? I think, unfortunately, Mike Trout is going to play for one team his whole career, and Shohei Ohtani, he's out of there. It's as simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. Once it's time to look at a new contract, he's moving on.
I agree with you. So I think Shohei Ohtani. I think the question is, will they trade him?
What do you get for Shohei Ohtani? What do you ask for in a trade?
A lot.
Yeah, who has a lot that at the same, if you're looking at trading for Ohtani, okay, there's a lot of moving parts in there. For starters, you want to make sure, because the Angels are going to ask for your top 5 minor league prospects, right? Or very, very good young talent. Who can absorb that hit? Who has the talent? And at the same point in time, if you're willing to give up that talent to acquire Ohtani, that's one thing. But you don't want him as a rental. You've got to be, if you're going to make a trade like that.
He gets moved in a month. That's the time to move him.
Well, yeah, either that, or you've got to work with Ohtani and his agent before the deal is actually consummated.
Yeah.
You're not going to offer up all of those goodies for a rental. You want a reasonable chance to sign this guy. And who does Ohtani want to play for? We don't know. We have no idea.
He does probably have a say in who he wants to play for. If you're the New York Yankees with a chance to go pushing over the top, you're going to give up guys. You're going to give up Volpe for Ohtani. Right?
In a heartbeat. Yeah, in a heartbeat. Yeah.
The
done.
Dodgers, imagine the Dodgers got a great team. Shohei Ohtani, throw him in there. I think
that would work in their rotation a little bit right now. It's depleted as much as it is. And
throw him at DH, and who's playing DH now? So.
Well, yeah, and the Dodgers have the talent to do it, don't they?
They do. So the good teams, Timmy, have the talent to bring him in. And I think it's going to take a couple of big guys, and they'll probably throw some major league guys back to maybe cover some of the the cost of Ohtani for next year. But I think they'll do. I think that's what they should do. They should have done that with Michael Trout too, but they decided that was their franchise guy. I get it, but you can't do it with both of those guys.
Well, the Dodgers can. How much are the Dodgers paying Mookie Betts?
That's fair.
That whole yeah,
that's fair.
They can do it. They choose not to.
Yeah,
they're on the West Coast. They got a big fan base. I'm sure their TV money is very, very strong. Hey, they can do whatever they want to. They're choosing not to. Hey, I'm not saying they're the Dodgers, but they got the money if they want to.
See, next year he's going to cost a lot of money. It'll be interesting to see who actually signs him as a free agent. So I think first of all, if you get him and the Dodgers, you're only going to pay half of $8.5 million. You're going to pay probably 3 or 4 because he's not going to play the full season. Then next year you're going to have a big ass number from arbitration, but that's just for 1 year. So, and then you can decide whether you want to bring him back for a long-term deal.
Exactly. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Ohtani wants free agency. He wants that option.
But if you're the Angels, are you really going to keep Ohtani because you're going to win next year with Noah Syndergaard probably leaving and all the other guys that are okay pitchers not good enough to bring you a championship? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and you know what? When you look at the difference between, and it's easy for me to say the Angels could do it, right? But the difference between the Angels and the Dodgers have a farm system. They can take on big contracts knowing that they've got talent in the pipeline that's going to be ready in the future. And as big contracts expire, they replace, a certain number of positions internally each and every year.
For sure.
The Angels don't have that luxury, do they?
They just haven't had. I mean, very few are the Dodgers. So they're just a factory over there. Let me. Final question before we move on to Tim's waiver wire. Would the Angels ever move Mike Trout, even though he has a no trade clause? Would they try to make that happen? Can you move that much money?
Well, not only can you've also got to get Mike Trout to agree.
Correct.
Because he's now got the service time to block deals, and I don't know if his contract
full no trade clause.
No trade clause. Yeah, you got to offer Mike Trout. Yeah, hey, they could move him, but again, despite the fact that they're not winning, and Mike Trout knew the risks of that when he signed his agreement. I think Mike Trout likes playing for the Anaheim Angels.
So just a non-starter then.
I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. Does Mike Trout want to be under the bright lights in New York or Boston or the Dodgers, or is he happy? I know he can't be happy with the product on the field, but personally, is he happy living where he's living, raising his family there with, basically the rest of his career in that locale? Does he want to up and move? Despite the fact that they're not winning and he can't be happy about it, maybe he is. When you weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses, maybe that is the best answer for Mike Trout. I don't know, but it's just something that I want to raise. I think
if you're an Angel fan, you're in a pickle. You're in a pickle. I think the pickle was formed when they signed Anthony Rendon. That was a bad deal. They needed to use that money for pitching.
Yeah, I think and agree with you on that one. I like Anthony Rendon. I think he's been a very good player. I think he'll bounce back and be a very, very good player. But when you're wheeling out, let's look at the rotation. Ohtani, stud. But then you look Michael Lorenzen, converted reliever. Patrick Sandoval, fine young pitcher. There's some hope there. Jose Suarez, Noah Syndergaard on a one-year deal. Chase Silthes, again, he could work out fine. He's a young arm. He's only 22. But other than Ohtani and possibly Sandoval, there's a lot more questions than there are answers, isn't there?
Totally agree. Timmy, let's take a break, get back, and let's hit your waiver wire. We got good stuff to talk about, guys.
Sounds good.
We start the waiver wire with one of my favorite players, and that is Akil Baddoo, who I completely whiffed on, Tim. And thank you for bringing him up and putting him back into our consciousness.
Well, it's not good. But at the same point in time, Baddoo's only 23. So I think we still have to monitor his progress, especially in light of what's going on in Detroit right now. The collection of outfielders other than Riley, nobody's really setting the world on fire in Detroit. So Baddoo's been heating up past 10 games, 12 for 39, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 3 stolen bases. I think if you got the bench space in a redraft league, I'd consider stashing him right now, cheap.
I agree. I still have him on a bunch of teams, Timmy, but I didn't even think about it. I mean, I'm glad you brought this up because at least that gives us hope that if he has on waiver wire, people should be picking him up. Daniel Castano. So what about him, Timmy? Starting pitcher with Miami Marlins.
Yeah, he's had 3 solid outings against 2 good teams, the Phillies and Mets and the Nats. Threw up a stinker against the Rockies. I think I would look more at very deep leagues and NL onlys. The underlying stats cause me to have a bit of a concern there, despite the fact he's had some early success. Again, I brought him up mainly because there aren't that many pitchers left that aren't rostered that might be able to help you. So, again, it's not a ringing endorsement, but at the same point in time, he's had a couple of good games in there, so I wouldn't totally discount him right now.
That's great.
It's a
Um,
backhanded sort of compliment.
no.
That,
I think no. That's why you're here. You're helping us try to dig for these guys. Next guy is not a young player at all. That is Johnny Cueto.
yeah, you know what? He's made 9 starts for the Sox, and he's allowed more than 3 runs only once. He's allowed a lot of 3-run outings, but he's going deep into games. Okay, 7 of the 9, he's gone at least 6 innings. He's keeping, as I tried to add some humor, he's keeping the walks down at the same time teaching us some new dance moves. What more could we ask from a number 5-6 type starting pitcher?
My buddy Derek Hall, Timmy. I don't know. I don't think he played today, but that's okay. He's got 3 home runs, and I'm going to start him this coming week. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Hey, we've seen the power flashed already, and the Phillies need some power. Didi Gregorius has yet to hit a home run. Aren't we in July?
Yeah. Well, he was hurt for part of the season.
That's true, but no power at all. Oof.
I know.
Here's a guy I'm hoping you can help me out with a bit.
Garrett Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The name does not hit me as somebody.
Yeah, what caught my attention is he's been solid in 15 starts between double and triple A. Better at double, but he struck out 98 and 67 in the third this year. He's going to be replacing Ronny Garcia in the rotation. He's got, in deeper and AL only leagues, I think he's worth some of our attention.
He came into Somerset where I go to games, Timmy, and I did not see him. So I did not see him. Yeah, numbers look good. Mm-hmm. So 26th round, 2018. So
he's performed pretty good right out of the gate, hasn't he? Right through his whole minor league career.
Smallish guy, looks like he throws in the low to mid 90s. That's about all I got. So
okay,
wears glasses. So
and he's not rostered anywhere. So
have
at her.
Yeah, Nico Horner, Tim.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's been playing well. He's got 9 for 18 the past
Unfortunately,
week.
He's been playing well? Or fortunately?
Well, fortunately, yes. But unfortunately for him, there's nobody behind him to drive him in. He's getting on base, and he's got a little pop, a little speed, solid on base skills. As an injury replacement type player, he's not going to hurt you. And maybe somebody in the Chicago lineup hitting after him will actually drive him in occasionally and score some runs.
Yeah, I think Nico Horner's probably long-term utility guy, but if he's hot, for sure.
In Chicago, there are no utility guys. They're all utility guys except for Morel and maybe Wisdom.
I still keep getting trade offers from the gentleman I play in a dynasty league, still trying to dump Patrick Wisdom off on me. So in a batting average league, so not biting, Tim.
You don't need the home runs that badly, do you?
No, I got plenty of power in that league. Yeah. So
you can always overpay for Joey Gallo if you want.
Yeah, there's plenty of there's plenty of Patrick Wisdoms out there. I'll give you a fifth round draft pick for him, but nothing more than that. Dean Kramer.
Yeah, your guy that you brought up.
That's right.
On Friday, I believe it was. Man, he's been on fire. He's tough shutouts in this past 3 hours against the Rays, the White Sox, and the Mariners. I've
started him for 2 of those, so I feel good about it.
Sweet. Good for you. Hey, granted there's risk, but right now he's hot. Roster him, get him going, and hope he sustains his hot start.
Here's a guy everybody's heard of, Dustin Mate. I mean, it sounds like he might be ready for a rehab assignment. That's great news.
Yeah, that is awesome news. And again, right now we don't know whether he's going to end up in the rotation. Hopefully the rotation, but he could end up in the bullpen. Okay, coming back from Tommy John. Either way, apparently he's been hitting triple digits with the fastball. Dave Roberts has basically indicated a rehab assignment is just around the corner. Hey, take a last look. He's only rostered to the tune of 30% in CBS and 6% in ESPN. I think he's a worthwhile stash at this point in time in the season. Starting pitching it's been thin for a while. It's not getting any better.
So the math is the maximum you can be on a rehab assignment is 30 days. So let's
Correct.
say that he does his rehab next week. You're talking early August when he comes up.